Hello everyone. How are we keeping? Sorry, give me a second. Just putting in this just so it's charging. Because when you're live streaming and stuff, it can lose power. An extra bit of battery means having a power, but same thing. I hope we're all well. Sorry, my throat is a bit fucked, to be genuinely honest with you. But yeah, I hope we are all well. I know I didn't put it up in the community post too, but us going live. But well, here now, I suppose that's that way. Usually would put it up saying, usually 6:30 or something. I didn't know, to be totally. I'm a bit late, to be totally honest too. I'm literally only in the door about maybe 20 minutes. So usually I'm back before 6 o'clock. A bit late today. Few things to do, so that's why I probably seem a bit panicked. Because there's a good bit going on in the background. Give me a moment. Sorry, just sorting out something here too. Because literally just have to turn on the computer. But yeah, I don't know. Notifications probably won't work. I hardly doubt they will, because notifications are just not working in general for anything. Isn't it great? It should be fine, but I don't see why it wouldn't be. Just to make sure it probably is not working. But yeah, just look. We see anyway. Hopefully it does work, because people not getting notifications and stuff, and I can see it on my end. So I don't know how we should sort that out. I was going to suggest at one stage that we find some way of doing it, but I don't know. There's not really any other way you can do it apart from the community post. Unless you create some kind of group or something, like a WhatsApp group or something, but it's probably not a great idea to be creating groups and stuff, because it's another thing to watch, another group thing to watch. Like YouTube's hard enough to keep on top of all the comments, etc. You couldn't care less. That's great, Mihal. Good man, Mihal. So yeah, hopefully notifications do go out today. But yeah, we have a bit to talk about. A bit. Were we live Saturday? I think we were. Yeah, I think we were live Saturday. Just making sure. Yeah, I think we were live. Yeah, wasn't we live Saturday? Yeah, we were. Hopefully that is not too loud too. That music should not be too loud. Hopefully not. I know too. But yeah, I have my tea too, but not forget my tea. So it's been just fucking miserable. Excuse my language, but it's just been literally fucking misery the last few days, just with rain. Like every day is just raining. Just fucking constant rain. Like every 5 seconds of the day, just fucking pissing out of it. Like it hasn't stopped raining at all. Like the amount of rain we're getting would probably fucking like it probably would fill the country, to be generally honest with you, because it's just endless amount of rain. It just keeps raining. It just never stops. It just never stops raining. Like it's just constant rain. Give me a moment too. Sorry, just 2 seconds. Yeah, so I'm back again. Sorry about that. But yeah, it doesn't appear like notifications and stuff is going to work tonight either. Which is great. It's great for all the family. Mighty stuff. Let's see. Yeah, fine. I'm always a bit afraid that the net would work. What I mean by that is that it would duplicate. It has duplicated before, and then oftentimes it just wouldn't show. Um, it's fair to say YouTube doesn't like me. Let's put it that way. But there was oftentimes I was live, just to say too, and literally about 40 something or 50 minutes into the stream, it just would come up for people. People would get the notifications. So it is weird. Also, I just thought of something actually I need to make a video on. I just thought about it literally a few seconds ago. Just give me a moment, just make sure I write this down. I'll not do it tonight, but I'll do it another night. At this stage, like, I might as well just stay on the computer all night because the amount of stuff I need to talk about on videos and stuff, it's absolutely madness. Every day it just increases. In evictions. Well, no, what I'm trying to say at the moment in evictions, at the moment in time, the government are pressing through this new bill, which is going through tonight. Now, this is to do with market rates for rental properties, for landlords particularly. So the landlord now can charge you pretty much whatever the market rate is, which could be, God knows, in Cavan, could be €3,000 a month, just to say. That's what they reckon landlords could do. Some landlords might, it depends. But, the majority of them will put it up sky high, like more than there was before. So it's just going to be, it's just more money for the landlords and stuff. That's pretty much what it is. It doesn't benefit anyone but that. But we wait and see what happens. But the other concerning thing is there's a lot of landlords, because obviously the government are changing the terms of leases, etc. And of course, that's getting updated this year. So a lot of landlords were kicking out tenants end of last year, beginning of this year, like evicting people from their rental properties. Because the new law that's coming in, it's going to make it harder for people to be evicted, etc. So a lot of people are just losing their homes in the last few months because of that. But yeah, so pretty much this new legislation is for the landlords, pretty much, not really for the tenant. In a lot of cases, because the price of rent is going to go sky high. Hello, Shawnee, how are we doing? I suppose you got a notification. He says. What I mean by that, he didn't. Grand. It's been fucking miserable, but in terms of the weather, like, it's never fucking stopped. I'm sure you know yourself. It's just fucking. It'll drive anybody to drink. Like, it's just never ending fucking. When you got actually the notification, well, you're probably the only one who got it. Speaking of the devil, speaking of somebody else, yeah, here's Ewanoni. Hello, Ewanoni. I presume it's only after going out there now. Because literally was live there for 8 minutes, and it only probably decided to go out there. Excuse me, I'm dying. But yeah, so how are we all keeping? I think I actually just got the notification too. I think if you just hold that there, I think that's what that was. Because it tells me to them live. Yeah, it's telling me to them live. It's telling me. It's not telling anybody else, but it's telling me to them live, which is great. Imagine it's making sure that I know them live. Yeah, you just saw it there too, yeah. Like, it was literally 8 minutes. I don't know, notifications are fucked. And then some people probably didn't even get them. Like, I think it's just fucked out to get notifications. Yeah, I didn't put it up. It's my fault for not putting it up too. I should have put it on the community post. See, I didn't know I was late coming back this evening. I knew it would be late anyway. YouTube's not happy with me. Let's put it that way. There's a few things I've said now that's really, really upset YouTube. So if they wouldn't upset before, they're definitely upset now. But no, it's just a nuisance. But yeah. No, I was just saying about before everybody came in, about this new rental law and stuff. A lot of people are getting affected at the moment. Like, a lot of people are saying it's nearly above the famine rate in terms of people getting affected for the famine. Yeah, I swear, Joe, I'm not as bad as some YouTubers. Like, you should see some YouTubers and like some people, like particularly from Kerry. I've seen a YouTuber from Kerry, and he just every word is a course. So it's not as bad. Is that because he literally every word is literally, and then half the time he can't understand the man. But this is the thing, and then of course tonight the government are voting on the landlord now has the authority to put the price of your rent to the you pretty much the fixed market rate. You know, I do actually. I remember just seeing this YouTuber who's from Kerry and stuff, because you could definitely tell he's from Kerry because you couldn't make out heads nor tails. But the courses are from Jesus Christ be praised. Because he just every 5 seconds goes, "Hello, Fiona. Good evening. How are we doing? How is our Wednesday going?" Sorry, my throat is dying. Oh, the fairy tale. They love the fairies down in Kerry. Danny Healy blames the fairies for the states of the roads. Them fairy forts. You could afford to go to Australia and back, Jesus Christ. Literally, for the price I go to Finland, I probably could go to Australia for 7 years. Because it is insane. Like you probably actually would be able to go to Australia with the amount of money I've spent just going to Finland. Oh yeah, he's only saying what the chickens say. Like he's only repeating what the chickens are saying. So, you can't blame the man for doing some science, because he's just saying what the chickens say when they go around the place. He's doing a science experiment for the common good, as they say. The common good, but what is the common good? We're restricting freedom for the common good, but what's the common good? That's never been explained, Pauline O'Reilly. And I don't think it ever will be explained. But yeah. Ah, Jesus, no harm indeed. Ah, Jesus. Aye. Indeed. But she never elaborated on that comment. Yeah, which is brilliant. He's so major. He actually released the book there recently enough too. I don't know what it was. It was some kind of book. I don't know. Was it like he wrote the book? Obviously, his hands and stuff. He has problems with his hands. But he had a book out. I remember seeing it a few weeks ago. That it came out. It was around December or something like that. Ain't fuck a little, and I don't know no fuckle at all. You do. Yeah, I seen him up in the Phoenix Park. That time I was in Dublin years ago. Oh yeah, with some crowd tunes. Yeah, there's like a lot of tunes that Richie Cavan has done. Oh, the Boys in Blue too is not on too. That's a great old job for you. The US military has shot down a drone, which they believe it's a foreign drone near El Paso this week. Turned out to be a party balloon. Great stuff. Great stuff. Mighty, amazing. Great stuff. The land of the free, America. Yeah, the Boys in Blue. There's many other songs. There's too many to go through. Like I don't know how he can come up with all these. How he did come up with all of them. Like literally over the crazy stuff. But yeah, so it turned out it was a party balloon. Well, maybe it wasn't a party balloon. Who knows? But yeah, I suppose we have to talk about the elephant in the room. The out of graduation. But yeah, no. I suppose we have to talk about the elephant in the room. Not that elephant, but another elephant, Jeffrey Epstein. Now, as you know, everything has exploded in the faces of Donald Trump. Like Donald Trump's administration is pretty much gone to hell now. Like it's gone down the history books, as a failed administration, as an administration that's lied to people many, many times over. because we see these what Jeffrey Epstein, the files, etc. Like, and we know the co-conspirators now, and none of them have been arrested yet. That's what I'm saying. Pan Bondi, Scam Bondi, is talking shit about different things. Like, she actually is talking shit. Scam Bondi. Nobody's been arrested yet, just to say. That's the thing. And we see what Andrew Mountbatten in the United Kingdom. He could have been leaking secret documents, government documents to Jeffrey Epstein. We know about Lord Manderson, him, what he was doing. He was getting money from Jeffrey Epstein, etc. Like, it goes right the way to the top. And then we see the Norwegian royal family. It's just in chaos too. And then obviously then Trump's Treasury Secretary literally brought his whole family to Jeffrey Epstein's island. Even though back in 2015, sorry, he said he never was on the island, and now he's on the island. He went with his family and children. Imagine bringing you, and literally, this is when Jeffrey Epstein was convicted of child sexual abuse and stuff, and he literally went to the island with his children. Think about that. How fucked up is that? Like, how fucked up is it that he's a child predator, and you bring your wife and your children to Jeffrey Epstein's island? How fucked up do you need to be? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we don't know. There's not been much said about in Ireland yet. There's a lot of talk about in England, of course. Like, the UK government's very lucky to still be going. As you know, the Keir Starmer's very lucky to actually Stalin. It's a miracle how they're able to keep the show on the road, because there's just serious questions. But in Ireland, that hasn't happened yet. Not yet. Well, we find something, there will be something. But definitely, there's other people like, of course, Bono and stuff like that. It's just about it. We have to wait. We have to wait and see, because as we see in Norway too, it's just total anarchy in Norway, and in the United States, it's just total anarchy. And in the United Kingdom, it's just totally anarchy. And it's bound to be eventually in Holland. Like, we're just waiting to see what names are going to be released. Like, what names, because again, there's 3 million files, so eventually there'll be something leaking people, and we figure it out from there, I suppose. But there definitely is, the Gaudi should be looking into it as we speak, because there's definitely many people in Ireland that was involved with Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, but it's very clearly, like, Donald Trump was very clearly covering this up, and Scam Bondi. Like, the co-conspirators, we have their names now. They're very rich people. Like, they're very, very rich people, these co-conspirators with Jeffrey Epstein. Like, they're extremely rich. And I'm talking about beyond the moons, like hundreds of trillions, not even hundreds of billions, hundreds of trillions in assets and money and stuff like that. Like, these people are untouchable. They generally are untouchable. They can't be touched by anybody. And these people are allowed to walk the streets and stuff. And Pan Bondi, Scam Bondi hasn't got them yet. Like, the FBI literally have co-conspirators. They have the evidence that they were involved, and they won't arrest them. They won't do anything to them. It's the same with Andrew Mountbatten. He probably should be arrested. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it does say in the files about that. It does mention about them being trafficked to Ireland. But again, the Irish government don't want to know. Like, you think the Irish government would be saying, we should probably look into this and do something about it. But none of them have, Hello, Greenface. How are we keeping? Like, that's what I'm saying. But eventually there will be something to come out. It's just we're waiting to see. Because it's hard to know exactly, because we can't be just pointing the fingers at random people. We need the proof, I suppose. Because it's definitely in the files. Because the thing about Jeffrey Epstein, he recorded everything. Like, everything was recorded. Like, that's the thing. So it's just about sifting through them 3 million files. Like, I've looked through a good lot myself. Of the files, not relating to all, but in other cases of different people. Like, there is a celebrity in Hollywood. Her husband was linked to Jeffrey Epstein. Now they're getting to divorce and stuff like that. And this was an actor or something. I don't know if anybody's seen that. But yeah, it's just total anarchy. And it should be anarchy. It really, really should be anarchy. Because I'm sure people have seen the meme and stuff that I post in the community post. That they're like, Caroline Levitt, the White House press secretary, has basically said, it's time to move on from Jeffrey Epstein. Basically, let's brush it under the carpet and move on. These people done heinous things to children, etc. Let's just move away and not talk about this, Are we still talking about Jeffrey Epstein, as Donald Trump famously said? Like, let's be fair, people are not going to move on. Give me a second. Yeah, like it's 3 million. Like it's insane amount of fires, and this is probably not all of them. There's definitely more to come out and stuff. Like, it's insane, but it goes all the way to the top. Like, it really, really does go all the way to the top. Like, there's no doubt about it that Donald Trump and his administration are like aiding and abetting pedophiles, like actual pedophiles and stuff. And the same with the majority of the Western governments. Like, the Irish government knows what Jeffrey Epstein was up to here. They know all about it. They just won't say it. Um, but it's indicative, of the United States that they won't prosecute. Like, nobody's been convicted. Like, Ghislaine Maxwell won't speak unless she gets gets acquitted from Donald Trump. She won't give up anything. Like, the only thing I would say, do you know what they should be saying to her? That we're going to put you on death row. That we're going to send you to the executioner. That's what they probably should be doing. Because if she won't talk, then she can go to the executioner. That's where she should be probably going for her crimes too, because she literally trafficked the girls to him. And she's in literally a daycare center nearly at this stage, because she's allowed to walk around and do things and stuff and pet dogs and stuff. Like, it's insane. And she's supposed to be in prison for these heinous crimes. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, all those you probably heard the narrative that they were all leaked to Russia. And, like, there's no doubt that there was definitely people in Russia that had leaks to Jeffrey Epstein, leaks to everybody, literally every country in the world. He had somebody leaked to, like some high up official or some government person. But he definitely had some leaks to Israel. Like, there's no doubt about it. Because there's no way the United States would, like, as you know, with the United States and Israel, of course. And you wonder why YouTube shadow ban me. But definitely they are, like, because there's no way the United States would defend any other country the way they are. We see the president of the United States, the president of Israel, in the United States again. Like, he might as well stay in the United States, where he is the United States. Excuse my language. But let's be fair. There's no other country in the world America would literally fight tooth and nail to defend but Israel. So there's no doubt about it. There's some ways to protect Israel, Jeffrey Epstein. Because there's no way that he didn't work for a foreign government. There's no way. Like, either it'd be the Russians, Chinese, or whoever, North Korea even. Especially with the Israeli military top and stuff. Yeah, like, we've seen Benjamin Netanyahu come out and talk about that and saying, "Oh, this and that," But yeah, definitely, there's definitely something. Like, there's definitely there's something very sus there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Quite literally. But we don't have, I suppose, the set in stone proof, because again, the federal government probably have this, but they won't release it. They won't release them files because that could cause trouble. But of course, this is not going to go away. Like, Donald Trump thinks this is just going to go away and fly away. No, I'm not in. I was too young at the time. Thankfully, I'm not in it anyway. But yeah, Donald Trump is sus as fuck at the moment. The most transparent administration ever. It's a joke. They even claimed that. Like, the joke is even the claim of that. But yeah, speaking about the United States, I know we might as well become a United States dream at this stage. But I want to talk about this Irish fellow that's from Kilkenny. Seamus, I can't think of his second name, but Seamus, his name is Seamus. Now, he's been detained by ICE for the last 5 months. Now, obviously, he should be sent home straight away. I tell you all the details now, but he should be probably sent home and he shouldn't have been detained for 5 months. They should have just deported him straight away if he was there illegal. But the evidence that we have at the moment, since I last posted about it, that he went to the United States 30 years ago in 2009. He's there a long time. He's married a U.S. citizen in Boston, sorry, last year. He's 20 years in the United States. Is only looking for a green card now. Um, you know, it's quite insane too when you think about it. But he overstayed his visa in 2009. I presume the last few years too. I presume he didn't update his visa, but he overstayed his visa by, it was supposed to be 90 days. He was there 30 years or something like that. I don't know, but it's hard to know now because what's his status, especially him marrying a US citizen and stuff. But I suppose that's what's confusing ICE at the moment. They don't know to deport him because he is, there's the thing about that when you marry a US citizen and stuff. I suppose that's what's getting in the way. But he should be sent home. Like, he did break the law. Like, regardless of what way you look at it, he has his own business and stuff. But still, at the end of the day, he broke the law. He broke the US law, and he therefore should be sent home. I know it's tough, but that's just the thing. He made that decision himself to break the law. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's many of them doing it here, but it's fair as fair, regardless of who you are, what Irish person you are, what country you are in. You don't break the country's law. If they let you stay for 90 days, they let you stay for 90 days. But after that, you go home. As simple as that. So he should be deported because he broke the law. Simple as that. And I've said the same for an Indian person that came here. If they break the law, they should be sent home. If they stay over the visa, etc. And it's the same for an Irish person. The Irish people shouldn't get special treatment in any country. Because if you're given 90 days or you're given a year or something like that, you stay there for that and then you go home. It's as simple as that. But he shouldn't be detained for 5 months. He should have been sent home straight away, like within the week. That's what I'm not happy about. But we see what happens. Probably he will get released because apparently the government have been on to very high up people. Also, there's all-out war in these comment sections nowadays. It's just all-out war in all my comments nowadays. Like, it's just the fucking biggest. I don't know if people see my community post. Have you seen my community post over the last few weeks? Because it's just fucking like the battle of the grounds. It's like literally the war zones. What is this now? Um, um, yeah, but when they do cause trouble, they should be sent home. That's what I'm saying. Because he had his opportunity, he blew it, and that's as simple as that. Like, he wasn't like forced to stay there. If that makes any sense. He decided himself to stay after the 90 days. If that makes any sense. Like, it wasn't like somebody said you must stay after the 90 days. He decided himself, and he has to face the consequences of his actions. Um, well, probably not maybe that, but probably near enough. Yeah, something like that. Um, let me see. Sorry about that. Apologies, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, I seen that, but we'll see how that goes. See, this Mokosoka deal at the moment is in the European courts in Brussels, so we see how that goes. There's probably going to be other challenges to stuff, so we'll see how that gets on. Um, because presumably probably be put into the courts. Um, what am I trying to say? Yeah, like that deal, like the Indian deal, presumably will go to the European courts. Somebody will bring it to the European courts eventually. We see how that goes whenever that time comes. Hello, Brian. How are you doing? No, no, Sana was nowhere near Epstein. Like you have to remember, she's only 40, so she wouldn't have been around when Epstein was doing his things. Um, she would have been still very young. She would have probably been working in the bakery or in the shop, so she wouldn't have been that. Um, yeah, like I don't know how I describe the Marcus Ocodio. It's a long, complicated word, but you know what I'm saying when I say it. Whatever I call it, um, but you know. But yeah, the IFA is just basically controlled by Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. Like Fine Gael was the farmers' party, I have to remember back in the day. And the majority of farmers think the same way as their parents. I'm voting for Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil because my parents did, etc. University, what was it? She studied in Champery. Was it administrative science? I think it was. Yeah, it was administrative science. I think it was. I'm not quite. Don't quote me, but I think it was. Um, Give me a moment. I looked that up. Just it was administrative science, I think. Masters Academies of Science. Yeah, it was that. Yeah, attended the graduated masters of yeah, fucking whatever you called it. Yeah, administrator. Yeah, you can see that. Like, was the first in the family to go to school to attend university, graduate masters of administrative science. That was it. Yeah, but yeah, she was prime minister in 2019. She became the prime minister of Finland in December, and then she had obviously, of course, Emma beforehand. So you don't think so, because you remember she's not that long on the scene, Dana Mount. So definitely wasn't Leo Epstein's island, um, um, because it's she would again. She was working an only 9 to 5 job not too long ago too. At the same time too. Yeah, I seen that, but yeah. So I don't think Dana Mount was. I don't think she even was in the same country as Epstein. She's in a different country. Uh, Hello, Kieran. How are you doing? I hope we're well this Wednesday. Jesus, everybody's coming. Everybody's here now. Sorry, I was busy reading stuff there. Apologies. I'm back in action. What was it? There was something else I was going to talk, but now I can't remember. What was it? Oh yeah, but the former Lord Mayor and Cavan. Um, apparently, like this is going to be very, like basically head into hand moment when you hear this. But yeah, so basically, the people that's over businesses in Ireland have banned them for 5 years from managing the business or contributing to a voluntary group, etc., or managing the voluntary group. It's only 5 years. Like, imagine the man steals 300,000 euro uh, from a charity, um, and he gets 5 years suspension from owning the business and stuff. Great stuff. It probably should have been a lifetime ban. Like, let's be fair, that is the most utter stupid thing imaginable. Like, it's absolutely insane. Like, imagine that. Like, you steal 350,000 euro from a charity. Oh yeah, did you see that? Yeah, John. But just going back to everything for the moment. Like there's an FBI file saying that he died a day before he died and stuff. Like, so that makes no sense, but it exists for some reason anyway. And then, of course, the video was doctored, like from outside the cell. First of all, back a few years ago, I'm sure you remember, we were told there's no video of like from Jeffrey Epstein's cell. There's no video, just mysteriously disappeared. There was none at all. And apparently, it is. We've seen it. Yeah, we've seen the video from outside his cell. But there is other suspicious things. The video jumps in a few parts of it, so it's all very sus. It really, really is all very sus. And then obviously they duplicated his body too. Which why did they do that? Um, like they put a fake body out to the media. They brought it out to the media to the horse, and then brought his real body out the back. Like, what was the point in that? Like, yeah, like as I say, um, um, but he shouldn't be allowed to get, like, in 5 years' time he'd be allowed to manage a business, take for example, or manage a charity group. Like, think about that. He'd be allowed to do that in 5 years' time. So he pretty much be in the same position in 5 years' time, probably, in some charity, and take all the money off that charity. Because he shouldn't be never let near any group again. He should never be allowed to run anything. Yeah, no bother, no bother, Kieran, no bother. We're all like that now and again. But it's absolutely ridiculous. It's generally insane. Like I'm just seeing here on Twitter at the moment. There's somebody literally has uh, his own €838 too. What is this? Electric Ireland, I think it is. Yeah. Um. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Just for a month, like just for a month, it's €800 for electricity. But imagine that. How many times? I actually don't know. I don't think it's many. It's not that many today. Not yet, of course. The night is still young. Yeah, that's still going. Like the Manhattan Tribune is still going on. And it's basically telling us what we already know. That's the thing. It's like not new. Like they're all a bit corrupt, you know. Like it's insane. Um, yeah, Anglo-Irish Bank is definitely was like had links to Jeffrey Epstein. Now, not like let's be fair. Anglo-Irish Bank was bailed out by the state, by you and me, when they were bust, when the country went up the wall. Um, and it's never been explained. You think the Irish state would explain um, what the fuck was going on? You know, no, of course not. Don't talk nonsense. That's just total nonsense. Did you improve? Did I improve the background choice? Like it's usually the same. It's not really anything new, Kieran. Like there is other ones, of course, we could put on, but it's hard to know. Um, but no. Yeah, no. Sandra Mountain had nothing ever to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I can say that for certain. Um, because let's be fair, she literally is. It's not that long ago since she was like in a bakery in a shop. Just think about that for a second. It's literally not that long ago. Um, like she's not around that long as a politician and stuff. Um, and she wasn't that like well known and stuff. Even when she was a politician for a lot of it, just known as city councillor. No, um, no, I don't think she would because like you often hear all the time, like literally every day of the week, say about old men in grey suits and stuff like that. Be everything that she despises. Like you hear all the time, old men in grey suits and stuff. Um, so yeah, that would literally be everything that she despises. Not to mention she wouldn't be that. Um, she wouldn't be that into them kind of so that what was going on in Jeffrey Epstein's island. More she rather the nightclub, I think. That's the Victorian answer. Well, she's not wrong. Like a lot of the people there are just pensioned. Like look at the United States Senate. Like there's old men there that are nearly in their 90s. Like they're nearly fucking should be retired long ago. It's the same in Dáil Éireann. Like all of them are nearly pension age. Like half of them are fucking near pension age. Like let's be fair. Um, um, but yeah, like look at Dáil Éireann. Like all of them are nearly fucking pensioners. But yeah, it's insane. But look, we stay on for the. We just chat among ourselves. How does that sound? I was going to go on to other stuff, but we'll leave it pretty much there for the majority of stuff tonight. That I want to talk about. There's a few other things, but it's not that important. Yeah, but this is the thing. A lot of them are kind of just there. Like it's the same with the Shannon. You might have wisdom and stuff, but a lot of them are just there to scrape because they just want extra money and stuff. And a lot of them are useless. Um, you know, um, that's what I take in a lot of cases. Not in all cases, in the vast majority of the cases. Um, yeah, the Social Democrats had their thing the other day. Yeah, but there's not many Green Party left. Like, let's be fair, it doesn't exist. The Green Party just doesn't exist. Like, let's be fair, it doesn't have anybody. Like, the Green Party pretty much finished. They'd be lucky to maybe get 3 extra seats, maybe in the next election, something like that. But they're never going to get anywhere. Maybe the Social Democrats could, because Holly Cohn's particularly, is appealing to a lot more younger people, if that makes sense, to vote for. So that's what's driving, I suppose, the Social Democrat. The Green Party's just finished to just have useless people in the position, and of course their agenda is useless too. And of course, Eamon Ryan has achieved great stuff in the Green Party at that time. God help us all, he has a big job in the Europe. But yeah, this is the thing. Like Holly Cohen's is probably the only thing that's probably keeping the Social Democrats going, in fairness. Because she's reaching out to the young people, I suppose. Because again, she's probably one of the youngest in the Dáil. Just give me 2 seconds. We'll just listen to this. Yeah, Van Bondi's just losing her mind. She's in for the Congress at the moment. She's just losing her mind. um, yeah, this. But yeah, so that's Pam Bondi's just like Scam Bondi. Sorry, it's Pam Bondi, Scam Bondi. Same thing. Like that's literally should be her name, Scam Bondi. Because literally the worst Department of Justice ever. Like Helen McAtee would probably need to do a better job, and Helen McAtee was terrible, like awful. Like everybody remembers her as Minister for Justice. It just was terrible, awful. And God bless us and save she's Minister for Defence now in this country. But yeah, great stuff. But yeah, I generally like this might be a compliment to Helen McAtee, but I generally took she'd do better than Pan Bondi or Scam Bondi. So take that as a compliment, Helen McAtee. Because like I think that's the best compliment anybody could give her. That Helen McAtee might be a small bit better than Pan Bondi. Maybe by a small margin. Very controversial opinion. all the Irish Fire White is going to denounce me for that statement. But maybe she is a small bit compared to Scam Bondi. Shaking that store, yeah. No, I didn't see that. See, there's so much stuff happening in this country. I forgot actually to say, I only thought about it there now when I was saying about Scan Bondi. Um, did you hear about the Irish? What am I saying? Did you hear about the guard in Cavan that was attacked with a glass bottle there just Saturday gone by in Cavan town? A sergeant. He was attacked by two people with glass bottle. He was kicked to the ground. He was pushed to the ground and kicked in the head a few times too. And also, actually, just when I was thinking about on God the Shinnecono and stuff, there's been a huge amount of violence in Lockfoot and County Lockfoot. I'm sure people thought there was a person bet up and thrown outside the Gouda station. It's supposed to be some feud. And then there were shots fired a few days ago outside somebody's house. There's a feud, like I think it's a drug feud or something. I'm not sure about all the details, but just to let you know. I haven't looked into too much in Lockfoot. I was busy looking into the Epstein files and stuff, but apparently there's a gang war going on in Longford somewhere. Yeah, he wasn't like stabbed with it, but they threatened him with a glass box. But they like threw him to the ground and kicked him in the head a few times. And so, of course, they probably would have used the glass box if he didn't get away from them. They would have stabbed him. But that happened there just Friday gone by, Saturday gone by. Excuse me. Yeah, but this is Lockfoot Town. I know about Edgeworthstown and stuff like that. But it's not even that. I think it's just drugs and stuff. Like I think that's what it's just drug gangs. Oh yeah, the bicycle shed. Don't get me started on that. And they wanted another bicycle shed. They weren't happy with one and they wanted another. Thankfully, people seen sense. Well, Sean's having his dinner. Great stuff. But no, it's in Lockfoot Town, but particularly it's very bad. It's more drugs, I think. And of course, there's traffic feuds happening and stuff in Lockfoot. But it's more that than I think than the people that are coming into the country. But yeah, it is insane. Just go back to the bicycle shed. It is insane looking back on it that they spent that much money in the bicycle shed. Like it is criminal. Like let's be fair, it is criminal that nobody was ever prosecuted for that. Like the person who basically allowed it to happen in the Office of Public Works basically got a big lump sum of money, and that was it. Nothing was ever done. And so it looks like the United States will attack Iran. So it looks to be at the moment. I could be wrong, but that's what it seems like it's going to happen. Of course, the threat from the Epstein files too, of course. No bleeding manners, indeed, John. No manners at all. Yeah, like that's what they should be. That's what the person who they signed off on this bicycle shed, and the same with the person who designed the 14 sales. Oh no, but this was a person in the Office of Public Works too that retired recently too. But the minister who signed on the Children's Hospital, you have to remember who signed off on the two. The Minister for Health at the time was Simon Harris. So you remember Simon Harris signed too to say, yeah, this is good. Yeah, but opposed because obviously the American, I mean the Israeli, the Israeli president, Israeli prime minister, sorry, is in Washington, talking to Donald Trump at the moment, and it seems like that's what's going to happen if Iran doesn't make a deal over the next probably 10 minutes. But again, this will be all a distraction for the Epstein files. That's pretty much what he's doing here. It's just trying to distract people from the Epstein files. And that's literally what's happening here. Like, there's no two ways about it. Um, and it's another war in a foreign country that has nothing really to do with the United States in the grand scheme of things. On my local news tonight, Jesus. Yeah, but you never know in this fucking country who signs off on what. But yeah, we'll stay here for another minute or two, and then we call it quits for tonight. Um, but yeah, so we went through a few things now. We didn't go through everything. I had a lot more things I wanted to go through, but we're living for another night. There's always another night. Not that important. It's only small, witty things. It's not grand scheme things. There's a few things we could have talked about. We could have went into a big discussion about, but we'll leave that for another night. So yeah, but yeah, Sean, you never came back to me about coming on. Just to say, that sounds a bit wrong, but about. Oh my God, Pan Bondi's losing the plot. Um, Oh, well, like I think the book equally, Sean. Like I do think the Epstein stuff is more serious than the immigration at the moment. I know that sounds stupid, but it is because it's all the elite, like literally all the elite in every part of society. That makes any sense. Like these people abuse children en masse. Like it's extremely like these are people that are untouchable. Like the people that are co-conspirators in the Epstein files. Like the amount of money they have and stuff, it's unbelievable. And they think they're above everybody. They think they can just basically do whatever they want. And, it's very serious stuff. It really, really is. And of course, immigration is a huge problem, of course, don't get me wrong. But the Epstein files, the truth has to come out because there's people that were very, very high up, and they could be still high up in the Irish government, take for example. They could have been involved in this and could still be doing it. We don't know. That's the thing. So it is very vital to me. Um, Yeah, like this, like in some of the files too, they talk about torturing girls, and in one file they talked about eating somebody. Like it's very, very serious stuff. Um, yeah, and not just to say to anybody else, everybody else really here can come on someday too if they wanted to. Nobody's ever come on. Everybody's afraid to come on. Uh, and the Helsinki fund, yeah, it's on. I think you thought the other night actually that I went to Helsinki, I don't know. When I didn't go live, I think it was Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. It was actually Saturday gone by. Yeah. I think you thought I was in Helsinki. I'm clearly not. Um, I'm still here. Um, oh yeah, but still a big issue. Like I'm sure you would agree, the Epstein files. Like, but we still like it could easily be done in the morning. Like the FBI know who's done it. Like they know widely. They could easily solve it in the morning, get every one of them, round them up, and put them in prison. Oh, you cheat when you get toothache. I never had it, thankfully, but I know people who did, and they just banged their head off walls. It's awful stuff. Secretly in Tapway, yeah, secretly in Tapway. I wouldn't want to be in Finland at the moment because it is -16 in Tapway, and it's -10 or something like that in Helsinki, and there's loads of snow. So I don't think I'm that fond of being frozen to death because it is literally fucking ice cold. Like I mean, literally ice cold. So unless you want me to become a popsicle, then fire away. But no, it is absolutely fucking freezing in Finland. I don't know if you've seen pictures and stuff. It's just fucking freezing cold. Like I wouldn't put a prisoner of war out in Finland at the moment because it's just that extremely cold. Yeah, don't. The best thing is try not to think about it. I know it's hard to say, but 2 days is the worst stuff imaginable. Like it's always better to go to the dead. It's just the same. Because don't suffer with 2 days because it never will go away, especially when it's at you. If it's a nerve or stuff, it's just never going to go away. So it's better to get it seen to, even though it's going to cost a bit. it's better to get a scene too because it's just unimaginable pain for a lot of people. Like it's nobody can sleep with it and stuff. It's awful stuff. But anyway, that's it for tonight. I appreciate you all being here. I know the notifications are a bit fucked. I'm sorry about that. Again, there's not really much we can do about it. I probably should have. I'm going to try and put it up from now on the community post. Sorry, excuse me. When we're going live, etc. Hopefully that helped a bit. It might not, but we hopefully will. But yeah, everyone, I truly do appreciate you being here tonight. I really appreciate you. I am very thankful, as I say, because the notifications still go out. They're just not working and stuff. So I do appreciate people being here and keeping me company above all else. We should be back Saturday. Hopefully, all going well. Of course, I said this last week and it didn't happen. Of course, there is videos out at the moment. Just to say, I have videos out. If you want to give them a watch at some point, if you could, because again, YouTube just doesn't like me these days. So if you have a chance, give them a watch if you can. It would be appreciated if you do have any spare minutes and stuff. But yeah, that's it for the moment. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week. We chat again hopefully Saturday. Imagine we're nearly the end of February already. Just think about that for a second. That we're already at the 11th. In 2 weeks' time, like this is a short month to remember too. So in less than 2 weeks' time, but more than 2 weeks' time, it's into March. Imagine that. Crazy. Then we'll be on St. Patrick's Day. And then into April and stuff, Easter and stuff. Like Easter's early this year too, so it's absolutely insane. Where did that time go? Where did that nearly 2 months go? It's absolutely insane. Because it's nearly 2 months already gone. Like it's insane. The year just flew already. It's flying already. But anyway, let me know what you think. That's a video. Sorry. So yeah, Lent soon. Anyway, thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the night and goodbye.